Aquarius risings, when was the last time you made something just because you wanted to? If you're an Aquarius rising, hold on to that question because the answer is about to start changing. For 7 years, Uranus has been rebuilding the foundation of your chart from underneath you. So your home, your roots, the deepest parts of who you are. That long rebuild just ended, and the next 7 years is pointing towards something that is a lot more fun. Uranus left Taurus and entered Gemini April 25th, 2026. And for Aquarius risings, that means it left your fourth house and entered your fifth. So the foundation of your life got rebuilt, and now the life on top of it gets to be built for joy and play. This video is my Uranus and Gemini series for each of the rising signs, and today we're going to look at Aquarius rising. So the fourth house for Aquarius risings is in Taurus. The fourth house is the literal lowest point of the sky at the time of your birth. So ancient astrologers called this point the Imum Coeli, which is the foundation, your soul's root system. It is where the chart really begins and is anchored below the ground. Everything you build in your life sits at the top of this point in your chart. For the last 7 years, Uranus has been electrifying that foundation for Aquarius rising. So with Taurus in that house, the foundation was very sensory and embodied. So the rebuild over the past 7 years tended to look very physical. So actual home changes, moves, renovations, family of origin dynamics completely restructured. So relationships with your mother or your actual ancestors came into your life in ways that it hasn't before. Some of you came back into your body for the first time in years. Some of you had to leave a home that you thought you would be there for life. So the pattern of whatever happened over the last 7 years was less important than the actual function of Uranus being in that fourth house. It was really making that foundation visible to you by shaking it up. That work is now complete, and like I said, Uranus left Taurus on April 25th and entered Gemini, which means it left your fourth house and entered your fifth house. The fifth house is the house of pleasure, of creativity, of romance, of children, of play, kind of the unmonetized joy of just being alive here on Earth in a body. There's a piece of modern astrology that I want to bring up here. Aquarius risings is traditionally ruled by Saturn, but in modern astrology, Aquarius is co-ruled by Uranus, which means that when Uranus changes signs, Aquarius risings tend to feel this more personally than any of the other rising signs in the zodiac. So your modern co-ruler just moved into your pleasure house. So you're being routed to your direct personal creative joy for the next 7 years. The book that I think maps this transit almost perfectly is Rick Rubin's The Creative Act, A Way of Being, if you've ever heard of it. It came out in 2023, I believe. And if you haven't read it yet, I really highly recommend it because it's going to kind of just open up this fifth house journey that you're about to start even more. Rubin's whole thesis is creativity is not a career or a skill, it's a way of being in the world, a way of kind of paying attention. He treats every person as an artist by default, and he treats the artist's job as becoming available to whatever signal is coming through. The work then is just to kind of catch that signal, that download. This is the exact frequency Uranus in your fifth house is broadcasting for the next 7 years. Sudden creative impulses kind of coming out of nowhere, ideas that show up when you're just, in the shower, songs that you didn't write that play in your head while you're just kind of walking to the coffee shops, conversations that you have that crack something open that you didn't know was even closed inside of you. It is just such an expansive house for Uranus to be in. And Rubin is teaching you kind of how to receive that on a daily basis. A few of his other principles map beautifully onto what's coming for you over the next 7 years. He pushes back hard on the idea that you have to pick one creative path. He insists on exploration, multiple mediums, the freedom to try things and discard them if they're not really working out for you, right? Just play and experiment. This is pure Gemini energy. The polarity, the range, the curiosity, your voice coming in. So with your fifth house having Gemini in it, it doesn't want you to have just this really polished creative project. It wants the 10 messy ones all at once. And Rubin also writes that the only real creative block is your self-judgment, the voice that says, no, this isn't good enough before it's even made, right? He treats creativity as something we actually recover, not something that we build, which is the Uranus liberation theme exactly over the next 7 years. The structures that have kept your creative voice contained are the structures Uranus is about to dissolve. And one more Rubin principle that just really lands here with this transit that I want to bring up. The work is always for you first. The audience comes later or never at all. It could be just for you. The making is the point. And for Aquarius risings who tend to live in the 11th house zone of community and future vision and collective concerns, this is a profound reorientation. The fifth house is the one place in your chart that you can be unapologetically yourself, for you, not for anyone else. Not for the collective, not for the future goals, for the joy of just being alive right here, right now, paying attention to the beauty of your world. This is the 7-year project for you. Here's what's specifically working for you for 2026. So Pluto's in Aquarius, that is your first house. This one is really big. Pluto is on your rising sign, and this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for identity transformation. And it's going to be running under everything for the rest of the year. It's making a beautiful trine to Uranus. So the self is being remade from underneath, combined with Uranus opening up that fifth house of creative play and pleasure. So you have that deep self reconstruction happening, and at the same time you have that creative liberation. The new self finally gets to just play in this world. Saturn is in Aries, transiting your third house, which is your chart ruler traditionally. And this is the house of the mind, the voice, your kind of local environment. Saturn is in its fall here in Aries, so it's working harder than usual, but it's still reconstructing how you think and how you speak in this world. It pairs really cleanly with your fifth house in Gemini. So Saturn is reshaping the voice while Uranus electrifies what you want to say with it, right? The practice for this cycle for Aquarius risings is, honestly, I'm going to recommend just buying the book from Rick Rubin, The Creative Act, if you haven't read it before, and use it the way that he recommends it. Not a how-to kind of manual. It's not a self-help book. It is a tuning device, tuning in to your frequency and your channel. Read it slowly, a chapter or two at a time, and carry a small notebook and write down some of those moments that really, really light you up and resonate with you. Remember, the fifth house is the house of unmonetized joy. We're not trying to monetize our creativity or our play or our pleasure. Rick Rubin is the epitome, I think, of the fifth house. He is making play the actual daily practice. The next 7 years is just for you to remember that you deserve joy, you deserve pleasure, and to pay attention to being alive in a body right now. It is just so, so magnificent. It's going to be such a fun next 7 years for you, I think, and I'm really, really excited for you.